What's up everybody, it's Paul from Boosted Films, and in this video we're going to change the cabin air filter in this 2021 Audi RS6. And special thanks to JXB Performance for letting us use their Audi for this video. So I just gotta start off by saying I give Audi credit for making this an easy and serviceable item here. Some cabin air filters can be a pain to change when it comes to actually having to remove the entire glove box and stuff like that. But with this one, you don't even have to remove a glove box. So let's go into the details of doing this. First, open up your passenger side door. Then you're gonna move your seat back just to give you a little bit of extra room to work here. Also, if you have a floor mat of some kind, you probably want to remove that. That'll give you a little more room to work with and make it easier to actually remove the cabin air filter. So what we're going to do is go down under where the passenger's feet would be and look up a bit. You're going to see this styrofoam looking piece here, and this should pull out rather easily. There's just two little clips that hold it in place. You should be able to grab those clips and pull them down. So one on the right side of the screen here, one on the left side. You grab those and you just pull them out of place. And then after that, you just need to get this styrofoam piece out from, there's kind of a lip that it holds onto on this plastic piece that's kind of higher up. So you just pull it out from that lip, and then you should just be able to pull this piece out of the way. And once that's out of the way, we actually have pretty much good clear access to where our cabin air filter sits in this housing here. This yellowish looking cover is the next piece we need to remove that holds it in place. There are a couple spots that you can grab to kind of just pull it down. There's no screws or anything holding it up in this particular car. You just grab a couple spots to pull it down, and it should kind of snap out of place. There is a wire that is a little bit in the way, so you just gotta move this wire out of the way a little bit to get that cover free as well. But once you just move that out of the way a little bit, the cover should come off and your cabin air filter should already kind of start to fall out of place. There is airflow direction on these, so pay attention to the airflow direction when you pull it out, but of course we'll cover that when we go back to reinstall as well. And again, if you have a floor mat in there, you probably have to move that, but you can bend this one. It's obviously bendable, so you can bend it a little bit to get it out. And we're just going to take a second look at this cover here so you can get an up-close shot of what it looks like, and you can see where it kind of clips on in those couple spots. And now we have a brand new OEM cabin air filter here, and I'm putting the part number up on the screen. If you find that useful, just leave it up a little bit for you if you need that. And of course, I always like to compare what we bought to what we took out just to make sure it's about the right size, make sure we're not fighting any other battles when we go to put this back in. So we're going to unwrap this one, make sure it's about the same width, same depth, everything else, and this is indeed the correct one. Color is a little different on that one side. I'm not really sure why, but it is the same filter, should work for us. Now we're going to pay attention to airflow direction here. We basically want the airflow direction. The air is kind of coming from outside of the car going in, if you think of it that way. So we want that airflow direction arrow to be pointing kind of back at us when we put this back in place. Now again, this is a kind of a curved setup here, so you're going to bend it a little bit. I kind of put it where that wire is. I kind of got that side in first because again, that wire was kind of in the way, but if you put that side in first, it kind of worked pretty well. Again, you can squeeze this. It's pretty malleable. It's a little flexible, so you should be able to just bend it a little bit and then push it up in place. Note that it doesn't fully sit flush. There is kind of room in that cover to give it a little bit of extra space there. So there's a close-up shot just showing you exactly what it looked like when I kind of had it pushed up all the way in place. And of course, now the next step is really just to get that cover to snap back on in place. There's about 4 main spots where it's going to kind of snap in. Again, watch out for that wire and just try to get it around that wire when you slide it up. But then once you go to push it, you should hear it kind of snap in place when you're pushing it up. Of course, make sure it's lined up right, and then just give it a little force to push it up and have it snap in place. And yeah, it is about that simple. Just the final shot showing you what that cover looks like when it's up there, snapped in place. And now we're just going to put this one piece back in reverse order of how we took it out. So what I'm going to do first is get that lip, get it back hung up on that lip that it holds up on that plastic part of the glove box. So we're going to slide it up in place there. and then we should be able to lift it up a little bit more towards the back side, closer to the firewall here. And then once it's roughly up in place, we should be able to just take those two plugs, two pieces that just kind of help hold it up, and of course just push those back in place. Another thing that's pretty easy to put in, just a little bit of force, and you should just hear it pop in. And there you go, that's it. We're pretty much almost done. Of course, if you did take out your floor mat, go ahead and put that floor mat back in place. Then after you do that, you can readjust your seat position, put it back where you want it, and that's it. You have successfully changed the cabin air filter in your Audi. So that's about it. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you'd like to help me out and help out other people potentially doing this job, if you could comment in the comment section down below if this same procedure was the same way for you and your specific Audi. I know not a lot of people have Audi RS6 cars, so if this worked for a similar Audi model for you and it was the same procedure, if you could comment down below, that would help other people out. That way they could just check the comments and be like, oh cool, this will work for me. Hopefully, you know, it'll be the same procedure, same filter, stuff like that. And of course, I'm always open to comments and criticism. If I did something wrong or if you know a better way of doing it, please leave a comment about that as well. But as always, this is Paul from Boosted Films saying thanks so much for watching.